The Drive DMACK Fiesta Trophy is back for a second season, a joint initiative between WRC tyre manufacturers DMACK and M Sport, with 11 young drivers from 10 countries around the world set to fight it out over 5 events in identical Fiesta R2s for the coveted trophy and a reward of a WRC 2 drive for the following season.
It's great to see the winner from last year out in an R5 car and then all the new guys coming through. It's been a great success and we're really looking forward to it. Proud to be involved.
It's a great championship, the DMACK Trophy. I mean, we've got 11 guys. Some guys that are competing this year were in the championship last year. So it's the most cost-effective way to get the experience of the events. And coupled with that, a great prize at the end of it.
Since 2007, the Vodafone Rally Portugal has been based in the far south of the country, but for 2015 it's moved north, when it's based in Matosinhos, home to the event from 1973 to 2001, and that means a return to some iconic stages. Second in last year's championship, young British star Tom Cave is back for another shot at the title and hopes to build on the experience learned in 2014.
One, it's good to be back here, and I think it's because we came so close last year to winning in my first ever year in the World Championship. So it just made sense for me in my head. We showed great pace pretty much all year, so hopefully we can go one better.
And the Vatanen name is also back in the hunt for glory. Max, son of 1981 world champion Ari, also returns.
Last year we got experience in of the stages and for the different rallies, so for us it was a natural decision to come back here and build up on the last year's experience and aim for the best this year.
Vatanen Senior, meanwhile, will take an even closer eye than usual on his son's progress with the legendary Finn's new role as DMACK brand ambassador.
And this kind of what the DMACK Malcolm Wilson Championship is exactly what we need. Everything is expensive in motorsport today, but this still is very cost-efficient one, and of course the price is really outstanding.
The crews would head north from Matosinhos for the first day. The first stage is the 27.5 kilometres of Ponta de Lima. That would be repeated in the afternoon as stage 5. Stage 3, Caminha, takes the cars towards the Atlantic coast and would be rerun as stage 6. The 2 loops completed by the fast 18.7 kilometre Viana do Castelo. It all adds up to a total of 128.6 competitive kilometres. Unfamiliar territory ahead for all the cruisers this year saw a return to the north of the country then for the Vodafone Rally Portugal. So let's take a look at how the opening day unfolded. Returning to the championship, Norwegian Marius Arsen was quick to find his groove. Winning the opening Super Special on Thursday, the 23-year-old also claimed the fastest time in stage 3. Arsen sits in third at the end of day 1.
I'm just happy to finish this day with just one puncture. This day have been really tough for the car and also for the tires, and so yeah, we are happy to finish with that kind of small problem.
After just missing out on the title last season, Brit Tom Cave is expected to be among the front runners again this year. A fastest time in stage 4 had given him the rally lead, only for the 23-year-old to suffer electrical problems in the final stage of the day. The issue cost Cave around 40 seconds and put him back to second position overnight.
We're going to keep pushing the way we did today. We just got a little bit of bad luck with the car. We had a problem on the last stage, which nothing I could do about it. We just tried to drive it to the end. Luckily the last bit was downhill, so we just coasted it really. But yeah, we've got a new day tomorrow. I think tomorrow will be the toughest day of the event, so keep pushing. There's still 220 k's to go, so yeah, good.
Another man carrying plenty of expectation is Max Vatanen, but he will be happy with his opening day. Trouble-free and consecutive quickest times to end the day gives Vatanen a lead of almost half a minute.
We went for it, and still, of course, we had to be careful because the stages were really rough. You could not believe. So no, it's good to be end of the day and to be leading, and the car still is in shape, but the rally is long, and we try to continue in the same way, enjoy and be safe.
So, confirmation of Vatanen's lead over Cave. Marius Arsen there in third, Guillaume de Mervius fourth, and Nils Solans rounding off the top 5. Further back, new boys Gus Greensmith and American Will Hudson lie 6th and 7th. Last year's Drive DMACK champion Sander Pan, meanwhile, was already enjoying his reward for winning last year's title, a drive in the coveted WRC2 series.
I would say this kind of championship like the youngsters are having right now, the Drive DMACK Fiesta Trophy with DMACK and M-Sport is actually a very good experience. Driver will get to know what it means to take part in World Rally Championship, long rallies, lot of experience, different surfaces, and I would say today there is no doubt it's the best choice to make your way up, basically because of the price.
The cars would head west from Matosinhos for Saturday's stages, firstly to the 18 kilometres of Baial, repeated in the afternoon as stage 11. There would also be 2 runs through the 26.3 kilometre Morale stage, which climbed to an altitude of 1,200 metres before a fast descent. The loops completed by the longest stage of the event, the 37 kilometres of Fridau, all adding up to 165 kilometres. And despite the challenging start, all 11 cars would be able to make the Saturday stages.
All 11 cars had started yesterday, finished the stages yesterday, and believe me, they were very, very rough. So it's encouraging as well to see that the car's strong and reliable, and which is the most important thing for a young driver. You have to get the distance, you have to be able to complete all the stages. So we're delighted that all those 11 guys got through a very, very difficult day yesterday.
And so to day 2 of the Drive DMACK Fiesta Trophy in Portugal, on the rally's exciting return to the north of the country. Plenty of drama and excitement on the opening leg, and with the 11 aspiring young stars of tomorrow prepped and ready to go, let's catch up with the pick of Saturday's action. Belgian Jacques-Julien came into day 2 with his sights firmly set on a charge for the podium, but the 26-year-old's hopes of a top 3 finish were brought to an abrupt halt. This off in stage 10, proving to be terminal. It was back to the service park and the end of the road for Demervius. Sitting in 5th place overnight, Spain's Nils Solans has been rewarded for consistent speed and avoiding trouble. A second fastest time in the final stage of the day saw Solans jump 2 places and into the podium positions.
It's a good day for us. We do some mistakes, but we are now pushing and it's better. Let's see tomorrow.
Marius Arsen is another man heading in the right direction. Sat in 4th place after Friday's tests, a quickest time in stage 10 today helped the Norwegian on his way to 2nd place on the leaderboard.
It's been a really good day. We have been through all the stages without any problems, so that's the main thing this day. And I also feel that I can push a little bit more, but we didn't want to take the risk because in the ruts today it's been a lot of stones sticking out. So yeah, I'm pleased to get through this day without any problems.
Early indications suggested the fight at the front would be between Finland's Max Vatanen and Britain's Tom Cave. But early electrical problems, followed by a double puncher in stage 12, dropped Cave, last year's championship runner-up, right down the order.
It's been challenging, character building, but we're still here and we've still got three stages to go tomorrow.
Vatanen made the most of his rivals' problems, winning 4 of the day's 5 stages to take a commanding lead of over 1.5 minutes into the final day. With just 3 stages remaining tomorrow, the Finn is in prime position to take the victory in the opening round of the Drive DMACK Fiesta Trophy.
We have still three stages to go tomorrow, and today was a good day. We had 5 stages and we had 4 best stage times, and I did still do some silly mistakes, and so there's still a lot to learn, but no, it's a positive day.
Series rookie Will Hudson, though, suffered a dramatic roll late in the day, ending his run in 4th place. And unfortunately, the damage sustained to his Fiesta R2 would prove terminal. The 29-year-old American would be unable to restart the final leg. Confirmation then of Max Vatanen's commanding lead, with Marius Arsen 2nd, Nils Solans 3rd, Gus Greensmith and Kevin van der Jun round off the top 5 positions. Max Vatanen then living up to his pre-season promise, and with such a legendary father, dealing with the hype is all part of the game.
Well, yeah, Dad has been competing a few times here, and actually he has finished only once under Rally. All the other times he has gone out or had some technical problems, so the main advice he gave me is to finish the Rally and avoid mistakes.
He's exactly the same age as I was when I came here in 1977. That doesn't make me to feel any younger, but it makes you to realize how life goes fast and how every moment is precious, and it's very touching for me to see him driving here
It had been a solid start to reigning DMACK champion Sander Paan's first outing in the WRC2. Meanwhile, the Estonian claiming a point-scoring finish in 9th place.
We had some bad luck, some adventures, but luckily we managed to finish the rally without super rally. Okay, result is not the best and speed wasn't the best as well, but 9th place in WRC2 and 19th overall, it's okay.
Just 3 stages remained on the short final leg, but they feature what is probably one of the WRC's most legendary stretches of road. The famous FAF test will be run twice in between the long 32-kilometre Vieira de Minho stage. Just 54.5 kilometres remain to decide what had been a fascinating event, but the opening stage would not be run for the DMACK boys following an accident ahead on the road. Just 3 stages remained on the final day in Portugal for the youngsters competing in the Drive DMACK Fiesta Trophy, with the first victory of the season still to be decided in this support series for aspiring young drivers. Tom Cave, one of the pre-season championship favourites, has had an opening round to forget, with a succession of mishaps leaving him a distant 5th at the start of the day. The Brit, though, would claim both fastest times in the stages run today to gain a couple of consolation bonus points. Nils Solans is a proven winner in the category after claiming victory at his home event in 2014. The Spaniard had to work hard to hold off the attentions of Gus Greensmith, but did just enough to stay ahead and maintain his podium spot.
It was a very difficult rally. We know it very well. We try to be safe and keep it slowly. And yeah, for us it's a good result to be 3rd here on the podium on Portugal, so very good.
Marius Arsen ended last season with a runner-up finish in Spain, and the Norwegian would start 2015 with the same result. A second fastest time behind Cave in the long stage 15 for Arsen, and his 2nd place overall result would also be secured.
It's a brilliant start of the season, and I've tried to think about the championship because it's many rallies to do, and you always have to finish a good result, I think, to manage to maybe can win the trophy. So I'm very happy.
Out front, though, in what would be a dominant victory in Portugal was Finland's Max Vatanen. Living up to the pre-season hype in emphatic fashion, the reigning DMACK rookie champion getting his 2nd season off to the perfect start. A first DMACK trophy victory for Max and new co-driver Jacques-Julien Renucci.
I'm really happy. I could not have expected a better start of the season. The car worked really well. The team did a really good job. My co-pilot also did a good job. And overall it was a good event and I really enjoyed it.
Vatanen enjoying the top step of the podium for the first time then, and it was a well-deserved first win. The 24-year-old Finn's final winning margin over 1.5 minutes in the end over Arsen Solans, a distant 3rd, with Greensmith and Cave rounding off the top 5. Just 4 other competitors made it to the finish line. And this is what the first championship leaderboard looks like, with Vatanen claiming an extra 6 points for his stage wins. The Finn with a 10-point lead in the title race after round 1, ahead of Arsen. It's been a fascinating start to the 2nd running of the Drive DMACK Trophy. The series returns in July at Rally Poland.